Hello and welcome to another update video about Verasity. So at the moment, Verasity is performing nicely, turned around in our support range down here. Did hold the last communicated support level against which we said the price can move higher. That was 0.0044. So again, as long as the 50% FIB level is holding, this thing can just escalate, okay? I don't like the way this is going, how parabolic. I think we had a fundamental catalyst as well. And I think I did read it that they were like burning token supply. Now, they did it the right way. They waited. I don't know what's behind it, but they waited for the sentiment to shift and then turned it on, okay? You don't want to do that in a downtrend because nobody cares, but things are changing here. So again, against that 50% retracement level, it can push higher. There's no way you can do a proper micro count here. Not in any more detail. It's already, that level of detail is plenty. It's sufficient. So important to understand is that the price is pushing higher. It broke above the B wave resistance. That's additional confirmation that we are indeed here in a third wave rally. But it's too early to confirm that really. You know, it's an indication. We broke above the recent high. Certainly chance to get back into an uptrend. But what does an uptrend define? You know, what is defined? We need higher highs and higher lows, not just a higher high. This can still break down eventually, which I hope it won't, because that wouldn't be good for this coin and the chart. But I communicated to you over the last few days that as long as the 50% FIB level is holding, it can push higher. I gave channel members a target for this wave 1 of 3. So we did highlight that as long as we hold that support, we have to expect that the price is getting into this region. This is the level between 0.007 USD and 0.01 USD, so basically a cent. How did I calculate that? Well, it's fairly straightforward. If we have a 1-2 setup as we had here, then in the third wave, we obviously look for 5 waves, okay? So the best way to approach these targets with altcoins is you've got a 1-2 setup. You have an assumption that this wave 2 did hold support, because it did, and it broke above the trend line. And then you take basically the area, the first area that I'm watching for typically as a target for wave 1 of 3 is the 38.2 extension, and that's at 0.007 USD. But it can easily escalate a little bit higher, possibly to the 61.8 extension at 0.01, so 1 cent. Now, it doesn't mean it has to stop there, but it is ideal for the price to get there in wave 1 of 3. It is a warning if it just carries on going, even though that seems a little bit counterintuitive. But I can tell you that if they just blast through these ideal targets, then it's often not a wave 1. You know, what could it be then? Well, it will then likely turn into an ABC structure, because with the ABC, with the C wave, for example, the perfect relationship is between the wave A and the wave C, the 1-to-1 ratio. So if it just blasts through to the 2 cent level, this would not be good, because then it's a clear 3-wave move. Whereas if it forms the right structure here on the lower time frames, it's preferred, even though it doesn't blast through. We need those healthy setbacks. If it just keeps going, yeah, then I can't rule out that it's a 1-2 setup then, but it will be unrealistic. And it could then easier break down. So again, keep watching for these FIB levels that I just gave you as potential targets for wave 1 of 3. If we see a reaction there, then I will add a support area, which would be support for wave 2 of wave 3. So yeah, and that's basically everything. So we now need to be watching this FIB area. There will be within that Fibonacci target area for wave 1, there is an additional resistance level structurally, the previous X wave high here at 0.008. So I will be watching that, and yeah, let's see where we get to. Certainly at the moment there is zero sign. There are no signals that this uptrend is over. Absolutely nothing. I mean, if you want to count it that way, this could be a 1-2 setup, yeah. Then maybe here the wave 3, the 4, and it's now pushing up in the wave 5 of 1. But there are too many distortions on lower time frame wave counts, you know. So we could even argue that the wave C finished here, but it's not so much reliable. It's also not so important now from a strategic point of view. Always ask yourself the question: okay, does it matter if I know this or that? And oftentimes we can't know anyway. So it's, again, more important than trying to figure out the micro count here is to understand what is relevant bullish support against which it can move higher. And that's obviously very well defined here. What is the target? And then we need to be watching for a 1-2 setup. And we need to be watching if the wave 2 can hold above relevant support, which I cannot define at this stage. It's too early for that. I first need to see that wave 1 basically forms a top. Yeah, that's my update about Verasity. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.